Hello, hello. Wow, that's even worse than before. I might actually have to get a ring light now. Welcome. Welcome in. Let's see if I can block out some of the light from the window. Welcome in, all my Red Wing soldiers. How are we doing today? Thank you for stopping by and where I am is a nice cold Sunday morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you got a good night's rest. Hope you were able to do what you wanted to do yesterday and this morning. Today we're going to get into the third class trial. Again, last week we did the second class trial and it took all day. I think it was all day Saturday. Pretty sure it was all day Saturday because the investigation of the new areas and then the finding of Hifumi's body was Sunday. And then yesterday we did the murder investigations. We found out there were 2 dead bodies. But I don't believe Hifumi was actually dead at the beginning. Hence the reason the Monokuma file was so sparse for details. Again, my thought is Celeste plotted this, got Hifumi's help. Hifumi created the Robo Justice costume specifically for Hiro to set him up. And the ultimate target was Taka. Taka was whacked with Hifumi's help. The blood from the fridge in the nurse's office was used on Celeste and Hifumi, because I don't believe we ever examined their bodies to actually see if they were hit with the hammers. The hammers may have just been there, but the blood on them was the blood packages from the nurse's office. Celeste kept pulling us away from Taka's body by saying the Robo Justice went here, Robo Justice went there. And ultimately Hifumi was taken out and succumbed to his injuries from some sort of drug that was injected to him to make him look like he was dead in the nurse's office. So that's my theory. We'll see how close I am. Pretty sure that's fairly close, because Taka's message said to meet in the equipment room at 1 a.m. and the note for Hiro said to meet in the rec room at 6 a.m. So Taka was probably killed shortly after. No, sorry, it's the other way around. Taka's note was 6. Hiro's was that was I think 1. So because Taka's watch stopped shortly after 6. So that is my thought. That is my theory. We'll see how close I am. But what we have to do first and foremost, which I completely forgot yesterday, is we have to open up our package, which is this lovely thing right here. I did say that I ordered a Morgana print from Cassandra Lee Morris. And while it didn't get signed on stream, it came. And when I looked at the envelope that it's in, you can see there's a lot of, well, you can't really see, but there's a lot of bends and dings and scrapes in it. And I wanted to make sure the print itself. I said what you wanted me to say, Marsh. Okay? I said exactly what you wanted me to say. Welcome in, Marsh. Hope you're having a good day. So, let's take a look at this Morgana print. And as I was saying, the envelope was creased and bent. And I wanted to make sure the print itself was not damaged. And I had to contact her. But it looks fabulous. Where's the opening part here? You know what it said in reverse order. Yes, Marsh, I do. But again, ask a smart-ass question, get a smart-ass answer. So, here is my Morgana print. I got the faces of Morgana on the hollow foil. And the quote I wanted was, you shouldn't throw animals, damn it. So this will join my prints that are on the wall behind me. If the plastic sleeve doesn't get caught, and I'm going to turn this around actually. Because that's going to hang on the envelope. And then I'm going to hang this on the envelope like I usually do until I can get them actually framed properly and put on my wall over here. And I'm going to have to break down and get a ring light, because now that the camera is technically lower than what it was before, I'm getting a lot of bleaching out and darkening out because of the window behind me. Because the camera used to be a good 2.5, 3 inches higher on my taller monitor. So there's our Morgana print. And again, it didn't get signed on stream, but that's quite all right. It looks beautiful. So there's only a couple more people from Persona that I need to get prints from. Obviously Xander, I need one of Joker. You can see I have Ryuji and An. I need a Futaba. I need a Haru. I need a Makoto and a Kechi. And I have Kasumi there. I'd like to get Kamoshida and Madarame. Both of their voice actors have prints for them. So I'd definitely like to get one of them. While they were nice, I didn't care for the prints of Haru and Jeremy Lee had I think 1 or 2 Makoto prints. I didn't care for how they looked. Again, they were nice. It's just something, not something I cared for. So if they get different prints, I definitely want to get some of them. So I hope everybody's doing well. And if you're wondering what the hell Marsh and I are talking about, you can take a look in my Discord. You can see how he tried to catch people up, but I called him on his BS. You can come on over and say hi, joke around. You can see Yoshi's Daily Dose of Memes in there to brighten up people's days, which is always appreciated. You can follow me on Twitter. I don't want any more garbage. I'm fat enough as it is. Okay? And I tell my mother and my wife and my daughter, don't buy me any more garbage. So what does my mother buy me yesterday? Caramel Crunch and Munch. Really? I'll eat it, of course. You're not going to give it to me and I'm not going to eat it. But, and then I tell my daughter all the time, don't buy me anything. What do they come home from the store with? Starburst jelly beans. Really? Again, I'm going to eat them. But I don't need to get any fatter. So, again, your boy Robin came in with the raid yesterday. Very much appreciated. Got a couple follows. I'm at 49 followers. One away from that magical 50 number. And that'll be part 3 of 4 to get affiliate. Just got to get the viewer count up. Again, I appreciate everybody that come on in. If you're catching some of the raw VODs that I moved over to our YouTube channel under the same name, thank you very much for stopping by. The Persona 5 Royal and Persona 4 VODs are coming off of Twitch because they're getting old, but they are over on my YouTube channel. I started to move over the first Persona 5 vanilla playthrough over to YouTube, so hopefully that'll be up in a little while. I'll move a couple of them over, the Danganronpa ones over. So if you want to catch some of the stuff that I did early on, you can head over to YouTube, again, YouTube channel in the same name, and catch them over there. But trying to get the viewer count up, I'm trying to get the word out. That's going to be, again, we're 1 follower away from that magical 50 number. So just got to get people to hang out, even if you want to lurk. Lurkers are always appreciated. There's a lurk command. There's a BRB command. When you come back from either one, there's a ! return command. I did some updates yesterday to add an alert for followers, so they should actually show up on the stream now along with in chat. I don't have any custom animations or custom sounds to go along with them, so it's the stock sound. I took the animation off because it didn't look right with how I have it set up. But I eventually like to get a custom animation and alert sound for followers, obviously for subscribers too, for bit cheering, all that good stuff. So if you catch this on a replay, if you pop in later, tell your friends, tell anyone think it might be interested in the content to come on over. We can have a good time, we can chat and have some fun. I enjoy engaging in chat while I'm playing the game. Really fun, so come on over. But while we're doing that, I will get my folder open here, which is starting to grow. I purchased the original Five Nights at Freddy's because it was only $5. I got something in my eye. Usually it's an eyelash and it's a pain. I purchased the original Five Nights at Freddy's, so maybe when we have a spoopy stream night, I can play that. I have Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and Sister Location in my wish list. So if the price is ever coming down on those, you can get those. I have Jackbox 6 that I bought when it was on sale. I have Jackbox 7 in my wish list again, so if the price comes down. So I've got a couple options. If we can get a number of people together for a community night, we can do a community stream game. Jackbox, and I have Among Us, I have Dead by Daylight. I played Dead by Daylight. I've technically played Dead by Daylight 0 times. I only played the tutorials. But Can always play those. You can watch me get scared out of my wits playing Five Nights at Freddy's. So I also have Uno. So if we have a couple people that we want to, set up beforehand, we can always do that in the Discord. Set up a couple people to log into Uno. We can play that. So we got a couple things we can do. As far as the stream schedule goes, I actually have a free Wednesday this week because I do not have drill at the fire hall on weeks that we have our company meeting. And our company meeting is this Friday. So I actually have a quote-unquote free Wednesday currently. So I'm thinking I'll be able to get in an extra Persona 5 vanilla stream on Wednesday. So should be the usual time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. You can come on out. We can have some fun. But again, it's time to get into this third-class trial. Let's see if my theory and my series of events plays out. So let's pause Pretzel Rocks, which song just ended, so that works out well. And let's get Danganronpa going. There we go. Makoto Negi. Leon and Sayaka both gone. Chihiro gone. Taka gone. I'm thinking Celeste is going to be gone next. Because we're going to yeet her. Nanakuma. Kuya and Toko. Oh, Mondo's gone. Hifumi's gone. There's Hina and Sakura. Hiro and Junko. Junko didn't last very long. Alrighty, good stuff. This one here. Continue. Trial time. Hey, Yoshi, how you doing today? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if you happen to see beforehand, but I did show off the Mona poster. So that'll be added to the collection behind me. And once I get doing good, more New Game Plus, that's fine. Again, I was saying at the beginning, I got to get the one follower away from the magic number of 50 for affiliate. We just got to get the viewer count up because you got to average 3 viewers per stream, and I'm getting close. Just need a couple more people to hang out. Again, if they want to lurk, you're more than welcome. Again, I do have a lurk command. I have a BRB command now. I didn't have one. I added that yesterday. When you come back, I have a return command. So, all right, let's get this going. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there,
Monokuma appears!
Wait a minute. Why are there twins? Is it because we've got 2 dead bodies? He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. Just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. All aboard the pain train. Woo woo. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet. Hero, I think you're completely in the clear.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hero. You're going to pay for your sins. I wonder if I'm going to have to face Hina this time in the bullet time battle. Yeah, so you got to hit.
What the heck?
Told you already, I didn't do it. For serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. Can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed 2 of our friends. The killer is someone right here. And it's you. I just wonder how Sakura is involved in all of this, because she's the one that was pictured on the chapter card, along with Hifumi.
Damn.
I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hero pay for his crimes. Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. This trial will be over in no time. It wasn't me. You gotta believe me. What's up, Jill? Oh, sorry, Hero. I didn't mean to click on you again. I want to genocide Jill.
Yes.
Come on, Big Mac. Let's do it.
Hey.
The story begins when we get down there. Took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, here we go, ladies and gents. Doors closed on their own. The steel box began to move. Considerably more empty than what it used to be. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. After this trial, there will only be 7 of us, less than half than when we started. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. The courtroom changed. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute. Only half of you is cute. The other half is just evil. Evil.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. I'd never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yoo-hoo!
I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. Please no dying of laughter while you're watching me stream, Yoshi. Or listening to me stream. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Yes, I will do that here. Open the handbook. We'll go over the truth bullets once more. Got the Monokuma file saying where they murdered. The blue tarp that was found under Taka, which came from the equipment room. The dolly that had blood on it, which was probably used to transport Taka's body. Hifumi's glasses, which were cleaned off. One of the hammers was cleaned. The repository door only locks from the inside. You're going to post it in Discord? All right, Yoshi, thank you very much. The equipment room bloodstain with what looks like wheel marks coming out of the blood. Hifumi's lens cleaning cloth, which was used to clean off his blood and found in the garbage can in the nurse's office. Celeste's account of what happened when she and Hina went to the restroom. The message from Yasuhiro showing his handwriting. Robo Justice blueprints showing, again, I am thinking Celeste's handwriting. I'm looking at the J. The costume that only Hiro could fit. His account of what happened. Taka's wrist watch that broke shortly after 6. The scrap of paper. Look at that A. It almost looks like a fish. Where's that note? Those A's are a little different. Maybe that was Hifumi's handwriting. Well, maybe not. It's posted. Thanks, Yoshi. I will definitely take a look after stream. See if you see, look at the A in have and the A in right after the word found. They're sort of similar. And then an e-handbook. Again, each student has their own e-handbook. It's believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. The handbook was used to plant the evidence in Hiro's room. Set our skills. Increases the time limit for each phase effective during the class trial. Cool and composed. Steadies your aim a little. Effective during the non-stop debate and the hangman's gambit. We'll add that. The focus gauge recovers more quickly. Effective during the non-stop debate. Hangman's, we'll use that. Melodious increases damage to the appointment when a statement is destroyed. Increases bullet capacity effective during the bullet time battle. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once, effective during the bullet time battle. Alright, I got 2 left. I don't think I need the time limit increased. I don't have enough for vocabulary. I think I'm good with these ones. Okay. All right, what do you say we get this going?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found it in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
That is false.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
There's my girl, boy, Chihiro. Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Hiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awfully messy. If I remember right, here's handwriting. Okay, thank you.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold
Okay.
on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
Damn it.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
I'm going to have to slow the message down.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts,
They are all proof enough. No, that's wrong.
Thank you.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
what do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
You said it, Hero.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual, that one that must have been in a suit, was Hiro.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Kuya, you're actually making sense. I'm liking it.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been...
A gun!
Still one more thing.
A gun! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Right. What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room.
Right, because when we found Taka's body, there were 3 blue tarps. And now with his body gone, there's only 2.
So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Say there's 3 tarps there.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
That's right, Celeste, you did.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Bullshit, you all expect everything from me. I'm student along with the rest of you, yet I'm the one in charge of the investigation. Well, I'm the one that leads the investigations. I'm the one that has to present all this evidence at the cases, at the trials.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
You freaking son of a gun. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Another new element? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with the A and Y. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo would not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all, in which case you can ignore everything I just said. And it's not on gentle. I think it's on average.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
They put a bullet time battle in the middle of the case? What the hell?
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? No, she's trying to cover up that she's a murderer. Murderer.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Thanks, Koya.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Remember that Hina said that you can barely move in the suit.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If you look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Robo Justice costume.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Right.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
I knew that one right away. Break!
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. Because it was only meant to be a stand-up prop, not a motion prop.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Hello, Pastel Planets. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Well, while Genocide Jill rocks out to the music, here is my theory. Celeste. Celeste is the guilty party. She conspired with Hifumi to have Hifumi create the Robo Justice suit, specifically for Hiro. Hiro's note said to meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. That's where Celeste knocked him out, put him in the Robo Justice suit, and dragged him down and stuffed him in the locker in the pool room. That's where she took the photo with Hifumi to show Robo Justice, quote-unquote, strangling Hifumi and dragging him off. But as we just discovered, you can barely see or move in the suit. After that, Taka was given a note to meet in the equipment room at 6, where Celeste whacked him. All the while... again, Pastel, I'm a small-time streamer, content creator. You know, I use that term loosely, content creator, because again, all I do is stream. I don't create videos. The only content I create is just, my winning personality. But again, I'm generally nice. I'll say generally nice to everybody I come into contact with until I have to, adjust my demeanor otherwise. But I'm always appreciative of people popping in to see the streams and see what I'm doing. So, but back to my theory. Again, Jill is still rocking out to the beats. So Taka was whacked around 6 in the morning. Celeste took the blood from the fridge in the nurse's office, put it on herself and Hifumi, drugged Hifumi so that he would appear dead in the nurse's office. However, he later awoke, wiped his glasses off with the rag that was thrown in the garbage, went up to the 3rd floor with Celeste to move Taka's body, locked the door to the repository, and waited for us to show up. But Celeste is the mastermind. I would say 95% positive.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You can't take the suit off when you're ready to move the body because of that clasp in the back. Hiro needed help taking it off. There's absolutely no chance because you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. Genocide Jill is a little bit much. She's a little bit extra, but she is definitely humorous. Again, especially with her obsession with Hina's chest. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
That is correct.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
The abundance of evidence.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now. Yeah. I don't think so, Hifumi. You named him without actually knowing his name.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
And she is fighting hard to set up Hero.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
That's a negative, Hina.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Yes, Kyoko, you are absolutely right.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
Oh,
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
you've got a good point there, Pastel. I don't quite know that yet. The only thing I can think of is that Celeste promised him something or lied and said she had a way of either bringing him back or, getting him out. Because remember, the notes said that, well, again, they're false, but the note said that Celeste found a way out, or whoever wrote the note said that they found a way out and that Monokuma couldn't know. Again, this is, if you look at the game tags, this is my first playthrough as well. I was only suggested this game because I played Persona 5 Royal and Persona 4 Golden, and there's a handful of voice actors that were in both, and it was suggested that I would like it. So I have no idea what's going on. I don't know who. Again, there's somebody that's in cahoots with Monokuma. I have my theory on who that is, but I honestly have no idea. I didn't look up what's going on. I didn't look up any information on this game. If I would have done a lot better in the last case. I was horrible case 2 was so confusing that I had a difficult time with it, and I had to have help from chat. So far, again, I'm in the 3rd case. I am enjoying it. It's, if you play the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney games, I won't say it's exactly like that, but it's similar. You do an investigation, you have a class trial after a murder, you got to present evidence, you got to do it in a certain way. So, and I bought actually 4 of the Danganronpa games on Steam because there was a sale going on. They had 3 of them on sale in a package, and then there was another one separate. So I actually have 4. So once this one is over, I'll go to the next one. But if you like, again, you're more than welcome to hang out. If you like it, I would encourage you. I would encourage you to pick it up from Steam.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
Right. At that time, Taka was already dead. Hiro was out cold in the locker. Celeste was allegedly in the rec room. And Hifumi was allegedly in the library.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
Unfortunately, my favorite character is dead. My favorite character was Chihiro. I thought she was really cool. Well, again, I'll say she. I thought she was cool. I liked her character. Then I find out that she's actually he and was shamed by people she knew, or he knew. He was shamed by people he knew that he was so weak that how can he call himself a man? So he took on the female persona and confided in Mondo, and then Mondo killed him. But Chihiro was my favorite person.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Which is impossible, as we know, because you can't see or move in the suit.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Again, the only thing I can think of is again, in the first case where Leon killed Sayaka, sorry. In the first case where Leon killed Sayaka, it was in self-defense. Because Sayaka tricked Leon into coming into the room, tried to kill him, and... Well, Pastel Planets, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Red Wings. You're now a Red Wing soldier. And you make follower number 50. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the crew. If you so decide, there's my social media links. You can follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. You can try and get tricked by Marsh. You can enjoy Yoshi's daily dose of memes. But once again, thank you very much for the follow. So yeah, first case was self-defense is why Leon killed Sayaka. Case number 2, I think Mondo was so afraid of his quote-unquote truth coming out of Monokuma revealing that Mondo killed his brother, whether Mondo believed it or not. Mondo felt that he killed his brother, and he didn't want that secret exposed. And Chihiro, in his eyes, questioned his manhood, his masculinity, and I'd say it was almost a crime of opportunity, borderline crime of passion. You know, not the sexual passion, but fear. And then this one, I don't know Celeste's motives, but again, it could be just she wanted to get the hell out.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office.
I don't know who's happier, Monokuma or Genocide Jill, because she's just standing there with a big grin on her face. What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Yeah, see? All of our quote-unquote following and investigation was directed by Celeste.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Yep. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the stranger. That's the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. See, by this time, Taka's already dead, of course, because we were, it was about 8 o'clock when we started searching shortly after.
and then
This is when I think Hifumi screamed. What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office.
My throat is so bad.
While Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Or so you thought he was dead, but he wasn't.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Oh, horrible.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
There it is. It just hit me just now. The body discovery announcement when they found Hifumi in the nurse's office wasn't for Hifumi's body. It was for Taka's body. Because Toko, Kuya, and Sakura had just found Taka's body. Once 3 people find a dead body, the body announcement message goes off. And then later, when Hifumi dies in the repository, the second body discovery announcement goes off. Son of a bitch, I got it. Damn, that's good.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
See? Yeah, uh-huh. Good. I'm so much better at this case than I was at the last one. And I was so much better at the first case because Leon's name was written on the wall. I knew that right off, too.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
Hifumi wasn't dead.
Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste. who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
That's when Hifumi's body was moved from the nurse's office up to the repository. Hifumi's body has disappeared. This is when her and Hifumi moved him up to the repository. Mainly just because of wording. It's again, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just so out of it with case 2. But thank you for trying to make me feel better, Yoshi.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
Yep. Well, we went down to the nurse's office. That's when Taka's body was moved.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
It's all around Celeste.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
They actually are, Kyoko.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Right, because he was actually killed first. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Make your argument. The Monokuma file number 3. That's going to be useless.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or
He did.
Perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was
Damn,
killed with Justice
this was going to
Hammer
be
3,
tough.
while
I don't think the
Taka's death
Monokuma
came
file
from
is
a
going to
swing
tell me
of
anything. I
Justice
think I have to
Hammer 4.
copy.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I think I have to copy
So,
the numbering,
regarding Taka's death,
because I don't think this Monokuma file is going to tell me anything.
Or perhaps it was after?
There are 2 contradictions.
We already know
What
they were
order?
killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing
So
of
this is my
Justice
guess. I
Hammer
think I have to
4.
use the numbering.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Got it.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Ooh, I guessed right.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. The Hangman's Gambit. It says watch. Wristwatch. I need an S. W. Need an A. T. C. And the H. There's the H.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long were you going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls. That was Tondo.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Correct.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
All of you, not me. I had it.
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Nope. Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. He didn't die at this point in time. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Hiro was locked in the locker.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
No, because he wasn't dead in the nurse's office. Remember, he talked to us in the repository.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Hifumi's the one that moved Taka's body. He moved himself and hid in the repository with the door locked. When they all went downstairs, he went and got Taka's body and moved it.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
No, not a chance in hell. Neither one of them could heave Hifumi's incredible bulk up 2 flights of stairs.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the 1st floor up to the 3rd in that short amount of time?
He moved himself.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
Oh, come on. I don't know who Hero's voice actor was, but couldn't you just do the Scooby-Doo ghost?
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Well, if I did do one hangout with Hero before the death and the case started, and he is different. So yeah, there are some people who, speak before they think, and I think Hero is definitely one of them. The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? It is. Are you going to give me his glasses or the broken wristwatch? I don't think that's right.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, that's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Very good, Kuya. 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Oh, I think Monokuma's going to have a word or two about that.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
3 or more people find a dead body for the first time. So, the first announcement was when Kuya, Toko, and Sakura found Taka's body. The second announcement is when everybody was in the repository and found Hifumi's dead body, shortly after he said his last words.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means...
He is very humorous, so when I played Persona 4 Golden, I picked a line that I really liked from Teddy and made it a command. And there is a comment that Monokuma made right there that I laughed for a good 2 minutes straight at this comment. So yes, Monokuma is obviously a villain, but he has some really good lines.
Even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were okay, it's not that.
Shoot!
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. I wasn't exactly sure. Yep. The second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
And that was Hifumi.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
All right, Celeste, I have to agree with you on that one.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. I know what it was. Give me the handkerchief. The glasses cleaning cloth.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
No.
Shoot!
Okay. Damn it.
Well, here's one thing we do know.
Probably should have listened to everything.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
That's what it was. There's
No,
one more.
it's wrong.
I done goofed.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
I was a little jumpy with, I jumped the gun. Ha ha ha.
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Yeah, it happens. Yes, Yoshi, it does happen a bit. I got a little overzealous. I'm like, oh, I got it, I got it. The evidence I found in the trash can.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Yeah, I would very highly doubt that was yours, Koya.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
He is so clueless.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
You cleaned them up so he could see.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Copious corpse.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
Nope.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's corpse was Hifumi.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
I know, I checked it myself.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
He did.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be the note?
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
That was probably the creepiest part. That he had it hidden in his pants, and I had to go look for it.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Well, forget about the pants for now. Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
Yep, humor mid-trial.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants. That's a Persona 4 Golden response right there.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Was drawn out TikTok.
Just to be clear,
Drawn out TikTok.
TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, can't let her get to me. The evidence should be the scrap. Broken wristwatch, the glasses, and the cleaning cloth.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
I hit the wrong spot. Time of the notes is 6. What happened to 6? Yes.
Happy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy.
No, stupid.
Remember what the note said. What time did it say to
I'm
me?
hitting the wrong button.
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Got it.
That's wrong.
I don't think anyone likes Hifumi. There are a handful of people in
No,
previous
there
streams
absolutely
that,
is a connection.
yes, they didn't like Hifumi.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
I do like her laugh. I do like Jill's laugh.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
You did, Sakura.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Right.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Once again, hero. Open mouth, insert foot.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
That'd be Celeste.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
She's got a point there. You look nothing like a walrus.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, The way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository,
Hiro's actually making sense right now.
the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
Hiro making sense? What timeline is this? Hammers are already laying around. He was killed with the clean hammer in the repository.
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
Yes, you do, because you did it, you little goth broad.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Neither.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I had to find the truth. I know what it was. It should be, the bullet should be the clean hammer. Spotless hammer, yep.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, that's wrong.
I'm glad I waited. I almost nailed Justice Hammer 5.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Different, but similar. Hey, Jago! Welcome to the stream. Oh, listen. That's a real website, by the way. Thanks, Yoshi. Jago, no need to apologize. Again, you show up when you're able to. There's no time limit. The only deadline is if you want to see me stream, you actually have to show up when I'm streaming. That's the only deadline. You can come and go as you please. But welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well today. We're knee deep in this third class trial, and I got the whole damn thing figured out. Friends of the Red Arrows today for a feast. Again, I hope they enjoyed themselves. I hope they were safe, of course. But welcome. Thank you for popping in. Presence is always appreciated. Thank you very much.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Good to hear. Again, Sunday mornings is the day my wife and I go out to breakfast together. My daughter decided she wanted to join us today because she wanted a Belgian waffle. But we went to the same restaurant we usually do. All the servers are wearing masks. Everything is cleaned well. Even the menus. They have laminated menus, and they get sprayed down with good disinfectant spray in between uses. There are tables marked off where you can't sit to make sure everybody's 6 feet apart. But how am I in the game? I am doing well. Again, I don't know if it fell over. If you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, I unveiled this, which I should have shown yesterday, which I didn't. This is my Mona print that I got signed by Cassandra Lee Morris, who does Mona's voice. And the quote I got on there was, "You shouldn't throw animals, damn it," because I thought that was funny. And it will be joining. You got mine too? Good. Glad you got it. Again, mine wasn't signed on stream, but it's still beautiful. It's going to join my... It's going to go over here eventually and join my wall once I get everything framed. So, good. I'm glad you got yours. How was the condition of your envelope? It is. It is actually a holographic print. Cassandra had 2 prints of that, one on matte paper and one on holographic. And I really like the holographic color because the Ryuji... I actually have a Ryuji back here with Captain Kidd. That is on holographic print. You got both. It's beautiful. I really liked it, so I got that on holographic. I was saying I still need a handful of others. Again, I need one from Xander for Joker. I need one for Makoto from Jeremy. She has one available. I think 1 or 2 available. Same thing with Xanthi. She has a couple of Haru. I didn't care for the design / layout. I do have a YouTube channel, Pastel. It's under my same name. And the only thing that's on there are my raw Twitch VODs. So I have all of my Persona 5 Royal playthrough, and I also have all of my Persona 4 Golden playthrough over there. So, but yeah, Jago, the condition of my envelope, the mailing envelope, it was creased, it was, ripped and crinkled. So I was concerned that there was damage to the print, so that's why I posted a picture in the Discord that I opened it because I was concerned about the condition of the print, but it looks good. Yeah. If you look at the corners, I mean, it's white, so it's kind of hard to see. But this right here, this is all bent and crinkled and, wrinkled. And I wanted to make sure that the print itself was good because the envelopes I got from Streamily, they actually have a stamp on there. Okay, you can see. Okay, it's kind of hard. Again, I don't want to blow everything up, but I know the envelopes from Streamily actually have a stamp on there that says "Do not bend," and there is nothing on here that says "Do not bend." But so I wanted to make sure the condition was good. So I didn't, I just took a look at the print. I didn't, look at it in any detail until today. But yep, I'm eventually going to get them all framed, and I'm going to hang them up on my wall, and I'll make sure I take a picture and post it in the Discord when I get them all done and it's looking nice and pretty. But yeah, I still need one from Xander for Joker, Jeremy for Makoto, Xanthi for Haru. I need one from Robbie for Akechi. I need one from Erica Lindbeck for Futaba. No, the print wasn't damaged, thankfully. So that was good. But thank you for concern.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Oh yeah, we had a good time this morning. I had my usual. I usually get steak and eggs for breakfast, and I usually get a 7-ounce steak, scrambled eggs. They have home fries that I get peppers, green peppers and onions in, and rye toast, 1 cup of coffee, and a soda. I'm a old man in a 40-year-old's body. I order the same thing every week. Oh yeah, they were shut down for a time, just like everyone else here, because they weren't considered essential, so they shut everything down. I'm sure they cleaned everything while that was down, and then as the state allowed people to open up, they started letting people in a little bit at a time. Again, they have tables marked down where you can't sit, so to make sure they maintain that's the appropriate distance. But there's a college right around here, and since colleges are back in session, around 11:30, all the college kids wake up from their drunken stupors from Saturday night, and they go there for breakfast. So the place was actually very packed today, which, again, is a good problem to have as far as the proprietor goes. But you got to make sure you're being careful and staying away. And they do their best as far as seating, but when people are standing in line to get in, everybody's packed in. I think everybody I saw had masks on, which is good. But, again, they're doing their very best to make sure that everybody's staying safe. And I don't mind waiting, because obviously you have to, they have to give the tables and stuff a good cleaning before they sit the next person down. So I have no problem waiting.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Alright, here's the fun one. I don't think the spotless hammer is the evidence I need to use.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Can we really say there's no chance 2 people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
I'm going to try this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
No. No, I did it backwards. I gotta do the 2 murders and then impossible.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act
You better start grabbing
can
Danganronpa
graduate
memes.
and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that 2 people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
I had
only
it backwards.
the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
No.
Yep, I had it backwards.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
2 murders, 2 blackened. That's why we had to clarify.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I am not a smoker, but I live with 2 people that chain smoke in their bedrooms. They usually keep the doors closed so as not to fill the whole house with cigarette smoke. But I work all day in this room, and there's a vent, air vent right here. This every winter I get quote unquote sick because of all the cigarette smoke. I don't like it. This year is worse because I'm in this house 24/7, but majority of the time I'm coughing up and, waking up in the middle of the night unable to breathe because my throat is full of nastiness from this. That's why I keep muting. I'm sure I sound like garbage. I keep drinking water.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
So Celeste offered to help Hifumi murder. Yeah, I have 2 people that smoke in this house. Again, they keep to their bedrooms, but the smoke fills the air ducts in their rooms, obviously. I'm feeling fine. I did post in the Discord that last week I got my first COVID vaccination because I'm part of one of the eligible classes because I'm a volunteer firefighter. I got my first dose of the vaccine last week on Monday, and Tuesday night I was, boom, out cold. About 8 o'clock Tuesday night, it hit me. It hit me hard. I had body aches. I had chills. I had a fever. I'm like, I have to lay down. Now, this is 8:30 at night on a Tuesday. I'm usually good for a couple more hours. But again, I always have nose issues. I buy rolls of paper towel by the bulk from BJ's up here. And that's what I use to blow my nose because tissues don't work. But I'm feeling fine. It's just the tickle in my throat that I have because I don't deal well with cigarette smoke, and I'm sure that's what's messing with me. But thank you for your concern, Jago. So anyway, I'm sure Celeste approached Hifumi and said, hey, if you help me kill, I'll help you kill. We'll both be each other's alibis. Nobody will know it's us. We'll get out of here.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Yep, that is why they are the true culprit, the true mastermind.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
No, it's not, because Hifumi, now that Kuya mentions this, Hifumi had no problem taking orders from Celeste when she ordered her milk tea The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
Oh, Celeste.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Oh, Celeste's other persona's coming out.
Pardonnez-moi.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Man, you must be tripping.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh, Taka, you fuck. Or not Taka, Kuya. Kuya, you fuck.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
Look, oh look, and Celeste looks surprised.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
I said this from the beginning. Well, yes, I agree. Makoto is too nice for his own good, but... Well, again, that's Kuya in a nutshell. I'm going to be the brilliant one. You do all the dirty work, all the grunt work.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. My wife came in to discuss and ask if I was cold, and yes, I'm freezing. I'm wearing thermal, like slipper socks with slippers, and my toes are cold. She's like, "Oh yeah, 'cause we got the burners on. We're cooking." Because the thermostat for the furnace is right next to the kitchen, so whenever, you know, we're cooking or baking something, the rest of the house gets freezing because the thermostat doesn't come on. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yep. That was Hifumi's scream. What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. She made sure that there were groups of 3 that would discover the bodies at around the same time. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Kuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
He is very intelligent. As much of a dick as he is, he's very intelligent.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Yeah, Celeste is very French-like in her attire. But yeah, don't forget, she's the ultimate gambler. And she took a big gamble on working with Hifumi in this case.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but
I did!
looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die. Just like those guys did. Those guys died. Yes, yes. It is all about phrasing, Yoshi. It is all about the phrasing.
I remember her saying that too, but I I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
I called this out the moment it happened because it is the whole pancakes thing all over again. In all the hustle and bustle, you don't remember who said what and when and where. And that is why the whole pancake thing flew over my head, because I did not remember who Pankechi, yes. I didn't remember if it was just Mona that was talking about it or everybody. But this is the whole pancake thing. She slipped up. Nobody told her there was another body. Nobody told her who it was, let alone it was a guy. Boom.
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
I do, and in the pancake versus waffle debate, I am firmly team pancakes. Not saying that I don't like waffles, but I prefer pancakes.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
I do. How does she know the two men were dead?
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Kuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? The Monokuma file number 3. I don't think this is it again because there's no information.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Wrong button. When she said that, she should only have known about Hifumi's death. With that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is...
All I said was, they must really be enjoying
Oh, this one's going to be tough.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I keep hitting the wrong button.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was,
I think it's
they
this.
must really be enjoying
I think
this.
it's so strange about those guys.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively
If not, it's the other way
elated.
around.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those.
No, that's wrong.
Yep, I got it right.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like when she said that.
Oops.
None of us had told her Taka was dead.
Sorry, I skipped that.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. so there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
It is, Hero.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
She couldn't, because you're the only one that fit.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
No.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, it was a setup. The only possibility is Hifumi is dragging the...
I got it!
It's got to be that one.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Right. Okay. Now, okay, I got it. Now I know why and how Hiro got into the locker. Hifumi was dragging him there.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
You have, well, again, you have, if you're guilty, yep, dragging him away on his back, and that's why Hifumi was sweating, because he is not a very athletic person, and of course Celeste isn't going to get her hands dirty yet. She wants to make sure that Hifumi is fully under her control.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Damn right, Hero.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh boy, yes, catfight, catfight. Celeste thinks that she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Alright, what evidence are we using now? Message and the blueprints. Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
It's to stand up straight and the costume, because you cannot bend over. Yep. It's the costume and standing up straight.
I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, that's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, she's starting to sweat. I think we got her.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh, yeah, she's starting to break now.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh, she broke only for a second. Now she's back. Oh, it's spinning upside down.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh, she's hot now. We got her hot and bothered. Yeah, Jago. Oh, dear.
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? Celeste is one of the best breakdowns of Danganronpa. So far, it looks good. That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Yeah, shut up, Hero. Let us take care of this.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Whoa, yes.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said people's... Did he say people's last names? I think he did.
I got it!
I think he called us by last
That's
names.
right. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
You're going to look up her voice actor right now? Put it in the chat, Jago. Let me know who it is. She's fabulous. In Japanese, he used everyone's full name. Yoshi, you are just such a wealth of information. I really appreciate you being here and doing and giving us all these little tidbits. Thank you.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
God damn it. I knew it all along.
Indecent?
Oh, Jill's going to have some time now.
Don't talk.
Fucking Kuya again.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Mariev Harrington. That's the actor. Unfortunately, I've never heard her before. I'm going to have to look her up afterwards and see what else she's been in.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
That's why you got rid of it and took on Celestine or Celeste.
Huh? Do I?
Wow, look at that face. Even her hair is getting frizzled. And frizzled and frazzled.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh boy, what do we got here? E-handbook, camera, and Yasuhiro's message.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Oh, and it's actually upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Oh, I'm glad I listened to it all the way through. Bad feeling coming? If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. Yep. It's the e-handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
if there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
Get you in a
I'm
second.
not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is!
Oh, damn it.
Moron!
Chiakanami, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Red Wings. You're now a Red Wing soldier. Thank you very much. Oh, it went by so quick. I knew I had to slow it
Hifumi
down.
was trying to tell us something.
Yep.
He wanted us
Missed
to know
it
the killer's
twice.
last name.
Again, I'm going to have to
Yasuhiro.
slow it down.
if there's one person here who might have that
I'm going to
last
have to get
name,
rid of those things quick and then
It
slow
would have to
slow
be
down
you,
time.
Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to
That's all
tell
right. We
you?
can watch Celeste freak out again.
Name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
I love how it's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
No, that's wrong.
Hit the wrong button, but I got it.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that. What was what,
all we
Jago?
have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Monokuma, you want to step in here?
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up.
The slow motion a moment ago. There is a feature in here where you can slow down time so you can get your shot in. It's right bumper. So I had to quickly shoot out those false statements that were crisscrossing over the the no way to prove it statement. And then I had to slow down time enough to where I could get my shot off to bash her statement.
Because.
All right, she snapped.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
All right, here it is. Time for the wrap up.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Here's our closing inference. Finish the thought. Yes, the scenes. See, somebody mentioned that if you hover over them, you'll get information, but I'm not getting any information. And these are worse than before. So let's see what we got here. We got a bag of crisps. We got Hifumi sweating. We got Justice Hammer 2. We have Celeste taking a photo. We have Hifumi pushing Taka's body. His backpack. Justice Hammer 3. 1 o'clock. Hero. The bloody hammer, which was probably used to kill Hifumi. Taka's wristwatch. This is the throwing a crystal ball. I don't think this one belongs. Justice Hammer 4. The bloody poster. This one doesn't belong. So this one and this one don't belong. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 photos that are possible. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So here we have Hifumi wrapping the body. I think this is where this goes. Hifumi is head over heels elated. That. This. I'm thinking this could be this. I'm thinking that is that. See if I can work backwards here. Okay. This is a... Okay. I think Justice Hammer 3 was found here. I think Hifumi was Justice Hammer 3. This is him looking at his watch because it's not broken yet. Yes, Justice Hammer 4 was used to kill Taka. This is him holding it. This is them propping him up. This is them taking the photo. I think this is him asking what the hell's going on. This is at 1 a.m. Is this the crisps? Okay. Let's see what we're missing here. I know for sure these two don't belong. This, again, I'm not so sure about this one. And I'm not so sure about this one. You want to know what? I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to put this one in here like he's sweating. All right, we ready to see if I'm right? Because I think I have them all.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
All right.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
I was right to change that one. No, I think Hammer 1 was Celeste. Because remember, we found Celeste first. And I think Hammer 1 was with her.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
Oh, this should be Hammer 1, not Hammer 2.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought
But
the
this one, the
surprise
one in the
attack
top
story.
left should be the library.
The second fake incident was the
Okay,
attack
nope,
in the
no, I'm good.
library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
No, I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm good.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
I like the flowers.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I did it! I did it!
Lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Oh, she dropped the French accent.
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
And there's her real name.
Keiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Wow, completely different voice. Bish, how could you?
Interesting.
Oh, so the bullet time battle was earlier. Yay! I did it! I did it! Again, this one was a piece of cake, and it happened exactly how I said.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
So the bullet time battle was earlier in the case and not now.
Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Once again, the trials took up most of the night.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened?
I love how he says blackened.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Okay, so the first case and the third case were, for me, easy. That second case was a son of a bitch. I wonder what her punishment's going to be. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
Lost? Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. Oh, yes he would. Remember how happy he was to get Celeste's milk tea? I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use... You know. You know. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Yep. Alter ego. Does she mean? Now see, here's the problem. Makoto already said alter ego out loud in the case at the very beginning. She talk about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about? Yep, the AI.
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad. No. Because Makoto said alter ego at the very beginning of the case. He said it out loud, and I'm like, holy shit, he said it.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here? He's actually got the top for the pudgy princess behind him.
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
Lie. There's the lie right there. She did lie.
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Oh, another lie.
what?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him. Wow. Hifumi getting all mad.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
Indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself. That
This
bastard.
is completely
Bastard,
unforgivable.
bastard.
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
Actually...
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. She's not wrong there. Clueless, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Hope we're doing well. Welcome in. We're actually just wrapping up the end of the third trial. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was... while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along. I love in our little closing argument, Hifumi is like a cat. With the cat ears, he was all giddy to tell Celeste what he'd done, and he followed up, and I'm sure he was hopeful to see Alter Ego again. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How could human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win. Senpai, I did it. Meow. Yes, absolutely. He was absolutely giddy. According to the closing argument we did.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Kuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought had been escape.
But
all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
You little bitch. Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had it's amazing how quickly she flips back and forth. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing. Yep, back to normal.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? It's like Ryuji. A castle? Is Kamoshiro's training hall of love in your castle? And together, handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. It was all for the money and the status that she could buy with it. For real? I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's a lot of Kuyas. Now see, actually, only the one kissing her foot really looks like Kuya. The others are different. Well, no, I guess the one standing behind her with the apron, or the towel over his arm, looks a little like Kuya as well. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing. If you think about it, you have to do that when you're a gambler. You have to have zero feeling for everyone and anyone else in front of you. They're just obstacles to you.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how could you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. European castle at any cost. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler. Yeah, I'm interested to see what he came up with.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What?
Oh, it's the key to locker 17 in the locker room. That's where Alter Ego's hidden.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone.
Size Casino gives you the chills. But this, yeah.
Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
I can't wait to see what he's cooked up for. Game over. Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. The burning of the Versailles witch. Oh my god, he's going to burn her at the stake! Yes, it's European style in front of a castle. With a crowd of Monokumas cheering on. Hey, it's a fire truck. Holy shit, he's gonna hit her with a fire truck! Oh my god! Wow. Give her a special death and kill her in one of the most common ways possible. Well, that's very interesting. It's over. The third execution is over. Quite honestly, Clueless, I think I'd have to agree with you. Because if, as long as you're hit in the right way and you die instantly, not hit and made to suffer, but being burned alive, no. I have firsthand seen what's happened to a body when it's burned alive. It was one of our fire calls where unfortunately the individual in the house was burnt to a crisp. So I've seen the effects fire has on a body firsthand. And I can't imagine the torture that must be to have your flesh burning. I don't wish that on anyone. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die. Yes, unfortunately, Pastel, you did just miss the execution. But, again, feel free to rewatch it from, again, looks like just past 3 hours and 10 minutes. Started out interesting. Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were going to pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here. Yeah, Monokuma always likes the thrills, chills, and kills. Oh.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Okay, now it's getting freaky. I don't know if I like it.
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. This is, again, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea behind, I don't know the history behind Monokuma or Kyoko. Or, obviously, Makoto. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
See ya. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but... What's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room... Uh-oh. Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So,
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance cameras. Makoto's the mastermind. He basically told them live on camera, told them live on camera where it is.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Kuya.
Well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm going to go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are going to go together? Oh. What you thinking, Hina? Does that mean what I think it means? Yes. Yes, it does. Gonna get nice and steamy. It's here tonight at Hope's Peak Academy.
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Okay, let's call her another Monokuma quote again. Alright, hold on a second. What did you almost choke on, Jaco? My little sultry voice there. Here at Hope's Peak. Gonna get a little steamy. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
shall we go?
Well, shall we? Choked on your food. Yeah. My dinner should be waiting upstairs
So
shortly.
then,
I'm having ravioli today. We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness. Again, rewatch the VOD from the very beginning, and Makoto says out loud in the courtroom, alter ego. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Uh-oh. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do while on your own here at the school?
you.
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, it's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too? No, I do. I think she's the spy. Quite honestly, again, there's only three people that I would think. It's either Kyoko, Hiro, and he's really playing the fool, or Makoto. Those are the three. No, I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Okay. I'm guessing that as soon as I hit the button, the 10 o'clock alarm is going to go off. Oh, maybe not. What I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. It's midnight.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back, she said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? And guess what? No, wrong one. This one. I think we're going to leave it here. I think we're going to pick it up here next time, because this is the perfect place to end. Right on the cliffhanger. Nope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is it for another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had fun. This case played out as, I won't say exactly like I said, but pretty close. That Hifumi and Celeste were working together, and Celeste tripped up at the very beginning, and I actually caught it. And it's because I played Persona 5 and the pancake line that I was actually able to pick up on Celeste's line about those guys. Those guys, you know, being dead. So, once again, thank you very much for stopping by. I'll throw these in the chat one last time. There's my social media accounts. If you want to follow me on Twitter, come join the Discord. Again, you can have fun watching Marsh yell at me, or you can enjoy the daily dose of memes we get from Yoshi, who's always keeping us entertained. You can also follow my YouTube channel, which is, again, under the same name. I have my Persona 5 Royal and Persona 4 Golden playthroughs on there. I'm going to start moving over my Persona 5 Vanilla and Danganronpa playthroughs, because the older VODs are starting to disappear from Twitch. Tomorrow we will pick up with Persona 5 Vanilla. We just finished Mementos, our first foray into Mementos last time, and we will be picking up with the investigation into Madarame. And again, I have a free Wednesday this week, so I think I'm going to do an extra stream on Wednesday of Persona 5 Vanilla. So yeah, those should start at the usual time of 6 p.m. Eastern. If you can come out, that's great. Thank you very much for all the follows today. We hit 50 followers today. I'm very excited. Now I just got to get the that viewer count up, and we should be all set to see if we can get affiliate. And it's thanks to each and every one of you that stopped by and watch, each and every one of you that hits that follow button. When it comes to getting subscribers, if you can afford it, obviously I understand these are difficult times. If you can afford to subscribe, it would mean the world to me. If you can't, that's completely understandable. Just come out and have fun. Come out and enjoy. Come out and watch me play. Come and hang in the chat. Again, hit up social media, and we can chat there. But bottom line, thank you very much for coming around and following somebody like me who's doing this again just for fun. Jago, once again, hell of a person. Thank you for stopping by again. You're never late. You're never early. You arrive exactly when you want to be. You arrive exactly when you mean to. I mean, so enough of my rambling. Thank you very much again. Please take care of yourself. Be safe. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, have a good night and take care.